There are certain moments that make time seem to stand still. For ARMY, one such moment was created when Jungkook, BTS's golden magne, stood in front of Kim Taehyung, a figure with a mysterious aura who always manages to stir the hearts of anyone who looks into his eyes. This time, it wasn't just a joke or ordinary togetherness. This time, something was different. Jungkook showed his courage. Not the kind of courage that comes from loud shouts or exaggerated movements, but the kind that comes from his gaze, his attitude, and his sincerity. And when that gaze met Taehyung's eyes, the ARMY's world seemed to burst into flames. The sparkling stage lights often serve as silent witnesses to BTS's magic. But that night, amid the cheers of the audience, a mysterious silence fell, as if hundreds of thousands of people were holding their breath at once. Jungkook, with a serious face but still holding a small smile, stepped closer to Taehyung. His movements were not hurried, but also not hesitant. There was a kind of confidence that made him look more mature, more courageous. Jungkook's gaze did not waver. His eyes were fixed straight ahead, only on Taehyung. And Taehyung? He turned his head, slightly surprised, then smiled faintly, a smile that not everyone could understand the meaning of. Behind his deep gaze, there was a secret, something that seemed to want to be conveyed without words. For ARMY, Jungkook's journey is nothing new. From a shy teenager who often hid behind his youngs, he has now transformed into a charismatic adult. But even so, in front of Taehyung, Jungkook often looks like his old self, sometimes shy, sometimes awkward. But that night was different. Jungkook's courage was clear. It was as if he wanted to say through his gaze, "Hyung, look at me. I'm not the little boy you used to know. I can stand on equal footing with you." That is the essence of courage. Not just fighting the outside world, but also fighting the fear within oneself. Taehyung is known for his smiles. A smile with eyes that are always full of meaning. And this time, his gaze at Jungkook completely captivated the ARMY. Taehyung's eyes sparkled as if reflecting the stage lights, but there was a depth that was difficult to explain. Was it pride? Admiration? Or perhaps something more subtle? Something only Jungkook could understand? That gaze was no ordinary gaze. It was a secret gaze, a code known only to the two of them. It was as if Taehyung was saying through his eyes, "I see you, Jungkook. I know your courage. And I'm here to accept it." Every time Jungkook and Taehyung were in the same frame, their aura was different. There was an energy that couldn't be explained by logic, a combination of the warmth of friendship, pride as comrades in arms, and a mystery that made everyone wonder. What exactly were they feeling? Their interactions are simple. A glance, a smile, maybe a small pat on the shoulder. But the effect? Extraordinary. Fans from all over the world flooded social media with snippets of that moment. The hashtag TaeKook immediately became trending. Sensational comments appeared. It's as if they have their own language, just through their eyes. Taehyung's gaze at Jungkook is incredible. I can feel it through the screen. Jungkook is getting bolder, and Taehyung is clearly responding. TaeKook is real. Imagine, a sea of purple, glowing light sticks. Thousands of voices united in chanting the name BTS. And in the midst of it all, there is 1 second, just 1 second, when two pairs of eyes meet, and the world seems to stop spinning. That is what is called a magical moment. A moment that cannot be engineered, cannot be controlled, and cannot be repeated in the same way. For ordinary people, it might just be a glance. But for ARMY, it is a story, a hope, and a secret. Interestingly, TaeKook's interactions always spark lengthy discussions among fans. Some see it as a beautiful moment of friendship, while others feel it is more than that. But one thing is certain, everyone agrees that their chemistry is irreplaceable. Whether as friends, colleagues, or whatever you want to call it, the relationship between Jungkook and Taehyung is one of the pillars that makes BTS feel so human, so close to the hearts of their fans. Some say interactions like this are just part of fan service. But ARMY knows there are things that can't be forced. Authenticity is evident in the way they look at each other. A gaze can't be faked. The small smile that appears unconsciously, the way their eyes sparkle when they see someone, it all comes from the heart. And that's what makes this moment different. Among hundreds of concerts, thousands of photos, and millions of BTS videos, there are small moments that will always live on in memory. The moment Jungkook boldly looked at Taehyung with confidence, and Taehyung's secretive gaze in return, is one of them. ARMY will keep replaying that clip, talking about it, and perhaps interpreting it in various ways. But behind all the interpretations, one thing remains the same. That moment is real, and that moment is beautiful. Whatever the true meaning of that gaze is, only Jungkook and Taehyung know. Maybe it was support, maybe it was pride, or maybe there was another layer of meaning that we will never understand. And that is precisely what makes TaeKook so special. The uncertainty that is full of sensation. ARMY doesn't need a definite answer. Just seeing that gaze is enough to make our hearts flutter, as if we are all part of their secret story. In the end, that moment will remain alive as one of the unforgettable highlights in BTS's journey. Jungkook with his newfound courage, Taehyung with his secret gaze, and ARMY with love that never fades. TaeKook isn't just a duo in the group. They're a symbol of the small miracles that can only be born when two hearts connect without words. And when the stage lights dim, when the concert ends, ARMY will always take that memory home. The memory of one gaze that could shake the world. This is the story of when Jungkook showed his courage in front of Taehyung, and how TaeKook's secret gaze set the ARMY world ablaze once again. ARMY, do you think that gaze was just fan service, or is there a much deeper meaning behind TaeKook's chemistry? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss out on the most emotional moments from BTS. See you in the next video, and always remember, the TaeKook gaze is a secret that can only be felt, not explained.